Hey, thanks for tuning in to my official YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to my official YouTube channel. Make sure to leave positive, or at the very minimum, utilize etiquette and respect in reference to comments. Go to my website, www.susanvling.com, which is the same as www.ladydoryville.com. So I kind of figured there was this thing called common sense, okay? Now I have done this updating from the year 2019 through the year of 2022. So today is the 8th of June, 2022. So I kind of figured people actually had common sense, okay? I know that there are those who haven't, unfortunately. However, so I have this thing I've been working on for a while. It's called my Medal of Honor art project. And in this reference as to my Medal of Honor art project, there's this thing called That Attachment, the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker collection. And I kind of figured there were people who actually had common sense in reference to, you know, my journal blog, the Ornery PSA. I talked about my grandpa Gavitt and how he said something about this, like, wall with stars that I'd want to hug if I ever saw it. And so I kind of figured there'd be some guy. So there's this guy called, I call him Hot CIA Guy. And so his name is really, well, he goes by Mike Baker. And then there's this guy I call Grizzly Bear, and that guy is known as Mike Pompeo. And so those two guys may have heard of this wall. Maybe there's like an FBI agent, I think her name is Loretta Lynch or something like that. Maybe there's a few people, hypothetically, who would know about, you know, females who earned an equivalent of a Medal of Honor. And so I've done this thing where I can only explain it as a historical and spiritual rubbing, and because there's these aspects of, okay? Now, I kind of figured, because of the way certain things go in regards to how you actually are awarded a Medal of Honor, or the equivalent of, because I know that there are different branches and divisions to the Armed Forces of the United States of America. I've kind of known this for a while. I've brought this up a time or two, well before ever doing my journal blog, The Ornery PSA, through my website, www.susanvling.com, which is the same as www.ladydoryville.com. I've had discussions about, I know there are females who are, you know, they do stuff and I don't have the words, but I know that they've done stuff, and that's before my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. So I'm fairly certain maybe there's like a female or two who's done something in regard to, like, I don't know, NASA. Maybe there's a female or two in regards of, oh, there's that 6888th Postal Battalion. There could be a couple other females here and there who have actually done something with, you know, their experiences. And so there could have been a couple of females here and there throughout the history of the United States of America who hypothetically, you know, those descriptions that I gave in reference to, you know, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, you know, if you have common sense, if you have intelligence, you know, as far as that's concerned, because maybe there's a female who has, I don't know, maybe there's a female who has a name that starts with the letter M, who earned something like that. Maybe there's a female with the letter A in her name that starts with, you know, maybe there's an R somewhere. I don't know. I don't want to assume, you know. Maybe there's somebody with the name that starts with Y. I don't know, because why would I actually have to explain that? But, you know, since there's those types of those people who have failed to actually accept the fact that I've actually known what I've been doing this whole time, you know, especially in reference to my Medal of Honor art project and the historical and spiritual rubbing, I have explained some of this in regards of my update portion, again, in reference to the Ornery PSA. Maybe this is a little ornery for you. I don't know, you know, so hypothetically, those types of those people, maybe they didn't have the intellect as far as that's concerned. I don't know. I don't want to assume. But hypothetically here and there, I don't know, how long have females been allowed in the Army? Oh no. How about the Air Force? Are there a couple of females that have been in the Air Force before? Before this year of 2022, I don't want to assume, maybe like original female fighter pilots, hypothetically. Hey, maybe. I mean, I know only more recently the Coast Guard has this female, commander that's been, promoted. Again, congratulations regarding that. Hypothetically, though, there could be more than one female in the Coast Guard. I don't want to assume. And then, you know what? I know that there are females in the Marine Corps. I know that for a fact. And so, however, I don't want to assume because maybe I was misseeing things. I don't know. I mean, because I had a head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. I've just been doing my thing, regarding, those types of people that have needed to accept accountability for their stupidity because that's their responsibility. Maybe. I don't know. I know I met a couple, but I don't want to assume there could have been a female in the Navy. I don't know. I mean, I was invited to Marine and Science Technology School with the Navy attachment. However, hypothetically, I could have been, one of many females who have had some sort of, pun intended, attachment to the Navy. I don't know. I don't want to assume. So maybe, just maybe, possibly, there could have been somewhere a female in the FBI. I don't want to assume. I know I've heard of like these, they are called females, right? Biologically, they're females, okay? So maybe I don't want to assume this because, possibly. Okay? I know that this is a little bit different for one of my sermons or monologues or lectures, though I really didn't think that I'd actually ever have to explain this because I figured, maybe somebody could have a name that starts with the letter E. Or possibly there's a female who could have a name that starts with the letter D. And I'm not just talking about, bra sizes or whatever. Maybe there's some female who has the name that starts with the letter W. Possibly. I know I've gone over the A, R, and D. Maybe there's somebody who has a name that starts with the letter S that could have earned the equivalent of a Medal of Honor of some type. Possibly. Maybe a letter L or a K. I don't know. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume. I kind of figured it was common sense. And so like the descriptions of some of the stuff, such as when I've gone over those details, I kind of figured people had common sense. But since there have been people such as my biological mother, and I know she doesn't have that, and then there's my biological little sister, and I know for a fact she doesn't have that. I know that there's like my ex-in-laws, and some of them-ish have that, and then there's the rest of them. And so, then there's like, how I earned my 26 scuba diving certifications, and I know that I've dealt with those types of females who don't have that. They sometimes every now and then might, but on a more common aspect, hence common sense. So, I don't want to assume, because I'm a feminist. I'm not a feminazi, so a feminist, knows certain things. So hypothetically, maybe there's somebody somewhere. I don't want to assume though. I don't know how many females might actually have that knowledge. I mean, I know maybe it could have been, before their time. Maybe it could have been, before they ever thought about it. But you know, it's one of those, well, I figured when creating my official YouTube channel, again, thank you for the support. Make sure to subscribe, encourage others to subscribe to my official YouTube channel, like my official YouTube videos, comment, please do have etiquette and respect. Go to my website, www.susanmealing.com, which is the same as www.ladydoribelle.com. I don't like assuming though. So I kind of, maybe this is my fault because I have believed that people have more intelligence. And as many people that I've met in person, face to face in person, that have been like, hey, I have a degree. And so I kind of figured there had to be some piece of paper they may have read, you know, other than their degree. However, I thought maybe there's a book somewhere that they could read. I don't know. I don't want to assume, you know. Is it because of the only paper, it has males on it, and only the metal is, you know, Susan Mealing. Like, I don't know how many people ever thought about this. I kind of figured, you know, I explained as best as I could. You know, I was kind of dealing with a few things in regards of my updates in reference to my journal blog, The Ornery PSA. I kind of figured this common sense factor as to spiritual stuff doesn't always have the same sort of words as far as, and then in regards of go find the descriptions in reference to that capacity, and maybe that describes certain things. But then again, I don't want to assume, because I don't tend to assume. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt, because maybe that's been my fault. I don't know. Maybe I've been giving too much credit. I don't know. I mean, I've had this common sense factor where, you know, I figured that people had some intelligence, had some common sense. I did bring up, you know, I don't know whether or not I brought it up in writing. I can acknowledge that. Maybe I brought up somewhere that there's the equivalent of a Medal of Honor across the top awards of different, you know, areas of, you know, different types of the armed forces of the United States of America. So maybe there's something in Homeland Security. It might not be called the Medal of Honor. It might be called something else. Maybe there's something in the CIA that's not considered, but is considered the same as a Medal of Honor. Maybe there's something in the FBI that isn't the same thing as a Medal of Honor, but it's considered as the equivalent to the Medal of Honor because of, you know, copyright. I don't know. I don't know what the legalities are. I kind of figured people would have common sense. And so maybe that's my fault. I apologize. I can take accountability for my own stupidity. I can. So if I had, you know, believed that there were people who had that intelligence, I apologize. I gave you more credit than I should have. I apologize. I didn't realize that you didn't understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for giving more credit to your educational background. I apologize for believing that there could be that common sense factor in regards of, especially in reference to Democrats, you know. So I apologize. This is probably why I'm a Republican, because of the lesser number of females who have probably achieved that level. And they probably aren't as well known, because I would guesstimate if they were actually well known to females, they'd probably be an inspiration to actually pay attention to. But I know, my biological father, he had said that all, you know, his words were, all girls do is bitch. They don't actually ever do anything that's actually worthwhile because all girls do is bitch, 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 bitch. And so my joke was, well, I was born in the year of the dog. So, by technicalities, I'm a bitch. I'm a female. So, and he's like, yeah, but there's girls. So as a child about to go into kindergarten, well, I don't want to be a girl. Because if all girls do is bitch, yeah, I don't want to. I'm a female. I'm a female. That's fine. I'm okay being a female. I'd rather be a female, and so that way, if I ever have to complain, it's not considered as bitching unless it's to someone who's stupid. And so my biological father laughed, and he was like, "Yeah, well, you'll meet a lot of girls, so And so. I don't know with those gender roles right about now. And so, I don't know how many people have bitched about me. So I guess by my biological father's explanation, I know. So that's I'm sure though, I've dealt with a lot of complaints before. So, in comparison though, when they've done their bitching, which it's been both male and female biologically, I guess I should clarify between, that. I acknowledge I was listening to Christina Aguilera earlier as to one of her songs from Bionic, which I really like Christina Aguilera. I really truthfully do. And so, I like this song about boys. You should look it up. It's a really good beat. And I'm sure there are plenty, whatever gender, more so in reference to their sexuality in that reference, who could appreciate that song. So I have a feeling there are even biological males who can think about stuff. It'd be like, yeah. I don't want to assume though, because I've apparently, again, my apologies if in this reference I had given too much credit. I apologize. I thought that, there were people who knew better. As many people who told me they thought they knew better. And so I guess maybe I should have paid attention to the word thought. So, maybe so hot CIA guy was on the Gutfeld show, and Greg Gutfeld had brought up his show Declassified or Black Files or something another, and so I don't know if maybe hot CIA guy could probably discuss some females he's known, if he hasn't already, who have handled business. And we're all like, but like more rar than that. And so I don't want to assume, but there are the factors of female Marines who have that. And again, there could be, I don't want to assume, there could be a female. I mean, I know I went in the Army. So I know I'm not the only, I did graduate basic training though. So, okay, I can acknowledge that, but I'm fairly certain I could have swore I saw a few when I was at Fort Sam Houston. I'm fairly certain I saw a few females. I didn't check though. I don't want to assume. I'm just going to point that out there, okay? And so I'm fairly certain when I was, at Wilford Hall, I saw a couple of females, okay? And so I don't want to assume that, okay? I mean, because now in the time frame of the 8th of June, 2022, I don't know if there's been those people who were like, oh no, she's whatever, as far as, I don't know, because I haven't spoken with people about it. So, I figured maybe there's somebody who has intelligence and somebody who has common sense. So, I did write about my grandpa Gavitt. And I wrote about how my grandpa Gavitt said that there would be this spot that would have a wall with stars in it, and if I saw it, I'd want to give it a hug. So I kind of figured maybe, and I apologize for if that was too common sense-ish in the regards of the attachment. I apologize, my bad. I didn't realize I had to use such specific words for if that capacity of. I kind of figured, having already explained it in my journal blog, The Ornery PSA, again, if this is a little ornery, probably in reference to those girls who would be bitching. I don't want to be sexist. So, since it's Gay Pride Month, maybe, I don't know. So, maybe whatever my grandpa Gavitt was talking about, I know as a child, I know it was before my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000 when I was in basic training. I apologize, I didn't realize I had to be so specific. I kind of figured that was enough, but there could be those types such as, that artificial intelligence, such as my biological mother and my biological little sister, and then whatever whore of abominations of wedding of abominations with the mother of whore of abominations. In my opinion, I don't want to assume, except for the facts in that. So then, whatever aspects in those references to, I know this could be a smidgen ornery. I know. I can be that way though, every now and then. And so I kind of figured the common sense of that, especially in the years before 2015, as two females. I mean, has anybody ever dealt with a sexist machismo male and or a feminazi female? And if you have, I don't understand personally how you couldn't see that. Though then again, I kind of figured from how many people who told me how intelligent they are and how their degree means something to them, because usually I was told they feel how important their college degree is in comparison, so, their feelings and stuff. Although I was wearing this mask that really wasn't a mask when I went to a few things, and so it said, fuck your feelings, and so, it really wasn't a metaphor, and yet it was, I don't know, maybe I needed to have my Nini where it has I don't have enough middle fingers. So, instead, hey, I can make a cheerleading reference, spirit fingers, sort of situation. Especially if there were any females that weren't intelligent enough to figure that out, and or males. Spirit fingers, woo! So, I did add this in my prior official YouTube video of mine for today, the 8th of June, 2022. So go check that out and listen to that, but also read the information section, okay? So I did deal with this, and I've been thinking about it more often because then there's this situation in regards of the attachment to my Medal of Honor project. Again, I kind of figured there'd be common sense. And so, I don't know if there's anybody who's ever met a female who was an actual badass. I don't know. I don't know what people constitute as a badass regarding females. So I'm not going to assume either because I don't know. I'm just saying. So in reference to this, so one day, and I've talked about this and I've written about this before as well. So in Crystal Lake South High School, my biological mother was, when I was moved with my biological sister from New Jersey to Illinois. This is the proof in regards of my biological little sister ever thinking that she actually was good enough to be in like Juilliard or something, for example, in comparison to being invited to Marine and Science Technology School with the Navy attachment. And so I had known one of the cheerleaders, I knew all of the cheerleaders actually at the time at St. John Vianney High School. And I had talked with this female, I know her name was Lauren, I think. I'm fairly certain her name was Lauren. Hey, look, there's a letter L with the name. Anyway, so nonetheless, I had talked with her about learning how to do the answers, just do it. And so, woo! I was born and raised in New Jersey. And as many people who claim to know how people are from New Jersey, I don't know how you didn't see the Winery PSA being an extremely New Jerseyan situation in regards of the attitude. So, but anyway, I was learning how to do it, and I had spoken with Lauren and a couple of the other cheerleaders, but Lauren was the only one who would work with me because of all the other stuff that was going on in reference to the other cheer stuff in regards of the varsity squad. So there were several, I think there were like 7 or 8 of the cheerleaders who knew, and we were working to actually get the people in the school who would attend the football game to actually do it as to what's the more common term of the flash mob. And so at the St. John Vianney High School football home games, and so they could all do it at the same time, giving the signal, and then everybody that knew the cheer would stand up and then, gotta get to it, and so just do it and all that. And so hypothetically, my biological mother would be too stupid to ask me, because why would you actually ask? And of course, because of being a tomboy, I had only been in track and field. And so, she's gonna be a girl finally, except not. And so, because there was nothing girl about that at all. Unless you take in consideration my biological mother and or my biological little sister. And so if she had checked to, you have to be capable to, I think for varsity in reference to St. John Vianney High School, you had to be capable to do a back handspring and a backflip. That's why, as I've told people, I don't understand how I made varsity cheerleading in Crystal Lake South when I was in Crystal Lake South. And so in that reference, I was told when my biological father was driving the van out from New Jersey to Illinois that I was gonna go on the cheerleading squad. And I didn't wanna. And my biological mother actually tried to convince me that she knew me better than I know myself. And I didn't understand at that time why she would ever think that at all. So if all these years she has been failing to understand that factor, Well, then she fucked that up too, because what else would be new? And so, because, I had spoken with people at St. John Vianney High School about doing that and was working with some of the guys, and people who know how the males were in St. John Vianney High School. And I was working with the freshmen and the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors. So, thought it'd be pretty cool. However, instead I was moved from New Jersey to Illinois. And so if my biological mother tried to tell my biological little sister, oh no, we are moving to Texas for whatever, no, it's because you weren't good enough to go to Chicago. That's just what it was. And instead of telling you the truth, if she was looking at going to a college in Chicago or applying for a college that had some sort of dance stuff regarding, ballet and all that. Yeah, no, that was Anna's political correct way of saying you suck as a dancer, you're not good enough to actually do it, and the closest chance you have to actually accomplishing anything is in the state of Texas. Because Chicago actually has females and males that go there that are actually close to, if not the equivalent of New York City, such as Juilliard, and you can't touch that. You can't get anywhere close to that. You're not good enough for that. You won't ever be good enough for that. So the best you can hope for is a dance school out of San Marcos. Which not many people have heard of San Marcos. The state of Texas. They may have heard of Schlitterbahn. And maybe one of the college universities or whatever, but probably not. And so what my biological little sister could take in consideration is she in comparison, she got the same thing that other people got in reference to when their parents have been like, yes, go to New York City. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, and all that sort of stuff. In comparison, it was, yeah, you can go to the state of Texas as far as your dancing is concerned. If you can make it there, in wherever, you can make it somewhere in the state of Texas. Otherwise, we can find you someone to marry, and, maybe they'll accept that you're, There you go. Look at you do your little twirly twirl. Look at you. Yay! You can get on your tippy toes. Yay! This might be why I wasn't invited to the dance recital, rehearsal, whatever it is, in regards of, because I would have been myself. And pretty much if I had been to wherever she had done her little dance performance, it would have been, and I knew so-and-so who went to Juilliard, and wow. And I knew so-and-so who got on Broadway, and whew, good thing you're in Texas, especially those who knew me from the years from 2000 through 2012. Especially those who knew me in person, face-to-face, in person. And so for those who didn't, there were a lot of people who complained about how I didn't have a filter when I spoke. And so those people especially. So I had this funny thought back in the year of 2013. And so I thought of my biological little sister for once. And so I found this meme. Has to do with McDonald's, for those who know, on FetLife. And so that would be in reference to my biological little sister, especially if you know about you know, when you know school first began for her in high school. So um, so those who have known me in person, face to face in person, know that I am not passive aggressive. I might be quiet. I might be reserved. When I speak, I usually don't have a filter at all, but that's if I speak. Otherwise, I know that I can be a certain way, and so since I know my biological little sister has been a certain way, it was one of those, well, here, maybe one day she'll be intelligent enough, otherwise one day I'll just explain it. And so this McDonald's sign in reference to she can think about and remember when I told her at my house in my backyard, you should move like 3 hours away from San Antonio, like at the minimum. Like, otherwise, that's gonna suck for you. And so she didn't want to listen to me. And so that's that. And anybody who knows, you have that example. And so while I can pop off about stuff, because I grew up hanging out, so anybody who's hung out with, especially drag queens, they tend to use that word all the time. It's either bitch or whore, which I guess I could make a joke about, you know, black and white. I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless, so, and I've been called, I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, so in those references, I kind of figured I was gonna be all like Chicago-ish in reference to that particular posting. So, if nobody figured that out before now in 2022, surprise! Surprise! Anyway, so nonetheless, I have gone and explained a few things in regards to my journal blog, the Ornery PSA, as well as my official YouTube videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Share the link to my official YouTube videos. And you know, if you're gonna leave a comment, make sure to have etiquette and respect. So, you know, if in that similarity of nobody picking up on that, because otherwise, if I've known you in person, face to face in person, I will call you out by your name. Don't, like, that's kind of the thing I haven't understood in regards of certain things before I wound up in Washington State regarding after what occurred in the year of 2013, the Stoney LaRue concert at Cowboys Dance Hall and that whole thing. So I will flat out call you out by your name. You can look at my journal blog, Ornery PSA, on my website, www.susanmealing.com. It's the same as www.ladydorybell.com. And so if I'm quoting you, that's one thing. But if I'm letting you know my opinion, and it's specifically directed at you, before my updates regarding my journal blog, The Ornery PSA, through my website, www.susanmealing.com, which is the same as www.ladydorybell.com, I promise I wasn't. I promise. I know that might be difficult to believe, but that's fine. So I don't know who you had in your life in regards of what you were dealing with either. So I was dealing with a lot of stuff. So nonetheless, in regards of that, as to my biological little sister, and those references to that hypothetical, as well as my ex-in-laws, again, ex-in-laws, yeah, no, although I suppose maybe that McDonald's one might work too. I don't know. I was informed that some of my ex-in-laws' daughters married. I don't know where they got married into. So, anyway. So in those particular references in regards of the attachment to my Medal of Honor art project, artwork, I kind of figured that people understood that. That's why I also haven't understood in reference to since the time frame of, because of how much actual additional work it takes for that, because those who would understand the reference to what my grandpa Gavet referred to, it's not the same, though it is the same, though it's different in regards of my Medal of Honor art project artwork. And so it's still a historical and spiritual rubbing. It's just there's certain differences because of I don't have the words for it. I can just explain it that way, and those who would have that knowledge and understanding and possible comprehension, especially compared to me, that's kind of that's all the words I had. And so I don't know what people who have ever met someone who can see in that capacity, or the clairvoyance, clairsustenance, clairsentient. I know there's a bunch of words, but they're not the way to really best describe it. So I'm gonna guesstimate Grizzly Bear, not CIA guy, and others would actually know in comparison to me as to what that reference would be regarding females and, you know, the equivalent of a Medal of Honor, though in regards of armed forces of the United States of America. And so that's kind of, that's the best way I can explain it. I kind of figured though, before today, the 8th of June, 2022, I kind of figured that it made sense to others. I already wrote about stuff. However, if I had to be ornery, well, you know, those who have known me in person, face to face in person, you know how ornery I can be. Yeah, there's a few who know a little bit better than others. And I'm not talking about when I'm being a bitch or a dick. No, I'm not talking about that. There's a few who have known my twisted sense of humor. And so, and usually it is an in-person, face-to-face in-person situation regarding that, because I can pop off real easily. And and say some, like I made a Marine, his face turn as red as my hair because of, you know, my smart ass comments. And it was, well, you know, it's better to be a smart ass than a dumbass. Duh. Yeah, so don't be stupid, just saying. So so in case I had to actually clear that up, I kind of figured though, common sense. So if not, okay, no, that's fine. You know, no, that's fine. You know, that's fine. You know, I'm a biological female. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So just for that clarification. So yeah. So you guys have a good day. Again, think about what happened. You know what? This actually proves why. This actually fully proves why. So in regards of my Medal of Honor art project trips and any needless problems regarding such as the year 2017 and all those other situations, this fully proves my reasons why. If in regards of the modern day book, go to my website, www.susanmealing.com, in the book section. And so if in those references regarding people that were too ignorant to ever think, even though I wrote about it, even though, okay, I didn't go over stuff in reference to my grandpa Gavin or quite a few situations as I've brought up regarding my scuba diving, though the aspects as to my Medal of Honor art project, you people officially fully proved why in regards of that aspect in that capacity. Because this is the year 2022. I began my Medal of Honor art project in the year 2014. So in that capacity of if in 2014 and the accuracy through into 2015, into 2016, obviously 2017, 2018, and so on to 2019, and 2020 into 2021, and this year of 2022, you people officially proved why, if as to any hypothetical that I actually had to explain that, as to you not ever thinking that a female could actually have been awarded the equivalent of and or the Medal of Honor, you are what is wrong with society, in my opinion. Because if you actually had to have that explained to you in reference to the attachment aspects, despite what I already had written about regarding my journal blog, The Ornery PSA, regards to my website, www.susanmealing.com, which is the same as www.ladydorybell.com, you are what I was explaining to my daughter that she didn't need to have in regards of those types of people involved with her life. You are the types of people in regards of what I explained to my son that didn't need to be paid attention to regarding those types. Because if in that capacity you couldn't actually envision people before the time frame of regarding a biological female actually doing something for the country of the United States of America to the level of earning a Medal of Honor or equivalent of, you are the reasons why, I explained to my son and my daughter as best as I could. So I guess thanks for proving me accurate as to why I wanted to make sure for my son and my daughter and others in regards of having that capacity of that knowledge and that understanding and that comprehension that there are females who are actually far more than capable of handling situations in comparison. And for those of you who went through that supposed women's rights in regards of the 1960s into the 1970s, okay. Yeah, that political whatever in comparison to actually standing for it? Obviously not. If you actually needed this official video of mine in regards of this explanation at all, I don't know how any of you, if you're a Democrat at all, especially since in that reference, I don't know how you could actually consider yourself one, ever. If that actually needed to be explained, I don't know what's wrong with you in any capacity. Though you probably have a few people who could explain that to you. So today is the 8th of June, 2022. You guys have a good day, and you just think, what is it? I think it's Black Files or Declassified or something in regards of Mike Baker for an example. And so, I'm sure there's a few other particular references, and I acknowledge I haven't watched a reference to his show, though I'm sure he, among others, could give several regards of references other than the 6888th Postal Battalion. There have to be females in NASA and other branches and divisions of the Armed Forces of the United States of America for people to take in consideration. So in that hypothetical, especially regarding those pop culture types, if in those references regarding females who've accomplished stuff, but because of your lack of capability to ever think that a biological female could actually handle situations, maybe you should take that in consideration in reference to the capabilities regarding females, because not all females are the equivalent of whatever your assumptions are, hypothetically. So, hypothetically, I don't want to assume, especially since they apparently gave a little bit of credit. I don't know. I wonder, though. I do. I wonder, because it is as it is. So today is the 8th of June, 2022. You have a good day. 8 June 2022.